What is going on, everyone? My name's Boy, and I'm back with some more Age of Empires 4 action, spawning in the left side of the map, playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. His name is Blodir. I have no idea who this guy is, but he's playing against the man, the myth, the legend, the unequivocal greatest of all time Age of Empires 2 player, TheViper. We have the map Black Forest here, and we are still seeing some interesting builds here from Viper. I think he hasn't found his wood and he's very upset about it. It's very far away from his base, so he's going to be chopping down these straggler trees in order to try and get these fishing boats out. We do have the Chinese here for the Viper. I love the Chinese. I think they're a fantastic civ. I think they're very, very sad because they're so complicated in all the things you can do that it's just really tough to know what you're supposed to do with China, and you get a lot of losses where there's a lot of other easy civilizations to play, which are much simpler and get a lot of wins with them at this early stage of the game, in the game's life cycle. As we get a little bit further in, we're going to start finding out new stuff about civs and getting into the nitty gritty of it all. But one interesting thing about the Chinese is they are an amazing fish boom civ. They are an amazing fish boom civ because their fishing boats, they take 20 seconds, 60 wood. I think that's faster than the average fishing ship over here. 25 seconds. So they're 5 seconds faster to be produced. So if you can get your 6 villagers on wood, you're going to be able to train those fishing ships much faster and have a better time of it. That being said, the Abbasids do have a cheaper second dock, so they can go for double dock and effectively have double the production. So that kind of counters that quite a bit. But it depends on how much fishing ship you want to go for on this map. With 3 deep water fishing spots here, you want to go for around about 20. That's about right. About 20. So maybe 7 on each. Six or 7 on each. Maybe even 6 on each. And then they'll just replenish and you jump over to the shoreline fish and you'll be right. But that's exactly what you want to do. Anyways. Abbasid versus China on Black Forest. Black Forest is one of my least favorite maps, just on the fact that there's a certain amount of entrances into your base. Like for Viper right here, he's got 2 entrances, and Blodir over here has 2 entrances as well, very easily walling. And what that means is that a lot of the time we come into a really big boom fest here, or some crazy cheese. Some crazy cheese. And I love crazy cheese, and I would love to see Viper or Blodir go for some crazy cheese. One of the crazy cheese ideas I have for this map is going for a Dark Age Spearman Rush. If you look at where the wood situation is, the wood situation is, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's not underneath the town center at all for both players. So if I go with the Abbasid on this map and I move forward here and I chuck up a barracks up here and I start throwing my spears at his wood line, he's going to have to then spend that 100 wood to defend this, slows his fish down even more, and then when I hit the next age, which I will hit the next age, I will be able to get immediate battering rams to come and kill my opponent. It's not going to be a wally game at the very least if that happens. So that's one option if you're not into the walling up, playing defensive booming, is to go for those early age dark age rushes on this kind of a map and really just enjoy that. We are seeing the Barbican of the Sun for the Viper. Going to be chucking this one up, and it's going to be able to protect his wood line, protect his gold line. At this point, you would already have spears in his base, so this would not be able to go up here either. So if you're worried about the Barbican, it's not going to be a problem either, because you're going to be in his base, preventing that from coming up in a decent position over here. But both players going up, we do see the economic wing coming through for Blodir, and Viper, obviously, with the Barbican. The interesting thing here about the Abbasid is that it's not like super important to go economic wing with the Abbasid Dynasty on water maps. And the reason for that is you have all these fishing ships. You're going for a gigantic fishing ship boom. What is 25 extra food every minute, or sorry, every 20 seconds really going to do for you? It's not going to be that important because you're going to be floating food the entire game. What might be a little bit better is maybe going for the military wing here, getting camel support. That would be huge because you're going to have all that extra food in order to make camels. So you make camels and you need infantry, you get +1 armor. You could also try preservation of knowledge here. An early preservation of knowledge would reduce your fishing ship technology. Everything goes down quite a bit. And spice roads, a little bit less important here, so maybe not the trade wing. But definitely considering culture wing or military wing early in the game here for the water maps for the Abbasid Dynasty is definitely a decent try. So nothing really going on just yet for Viper. He's going to be getting out his Imperial Official, has a lot of villagers on food. It is looking like this is possibly going to be a fast castle here from Viper. And I actually quite like that, but what I would prefer is the 2-town center fast castle on this map. I feel like if you're going to go for a fast castle, really go greedy. Otherwise, you're gonna feel a little bit sad about it. So we'll see what Blodir is going to be doing. He could also go for a fast castle, but it doesn't look like that's what he's doing. He's going for a fast second town center. He's already got... he's actually going for triple town center here. He's already got the 300 stone. Just needs to throw down the town center, dumping in that wood as fast as he can. And there is the astronomical clock tower from the Viper. If Viper goes straight for crossbowman, nest of bees, it's going to be really, really tough for Blodir's 3-town center boom to really defend against this. Crossbowman counter all the armored units. The nest of bees counters all of the non-armored units. And then you also make some springles for good measure. And there's the barracks though. So maybe it looks like Viper's going for palace guards, which is another good try. Especially against the Abbasids, who like doing what they like doing. But there's the first town center. I thought there was potentially going to be a third town center, but it doesn't look like there was. It's just going to be 2 town centers here for Blodir. So it is looking like he's going for the castle age here with this many villagers on gold. I love the double mining camp here as well, being nice and efficient. As we are now seeing those palace guards moving forward. Do we see anything coming out of this? Nope. Just going to be straight into palace guards. I love this unit. I've said this once. I'll say it again. It's a fun unit to have. 12 Guando melee. I don't actually know what Guando means. Does this mean it attacks twice or something? Not sure. But basically, it's a faster man at arms with reduced armor. It is countered by crossbowmen, knights, and lancers, but you don't really have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about that at all. Now we see the palace guards moving in, pushing off this gold. We will be seeing that castle age coming through very soon for Blodir here, as his villagers are making their way over onto this wood line. What is he going through? He is going through the culture wing. We'll see if he's going to be able to actually hold on here. He's going to have to throw up an outpost. And these palace guards are going to be running rampant through his base. I love the usage of the Imperial Official here, going to be boosting these palace guards out of the barracks really, really quickly. And now, moving over here onto this town center, we see the villagers getting sniped underneath the town center. They've got to jump into here to at least get some arrows firing, but the rest of these villagers need to run. And even if they are firing, look at how slow, and how, I should say, look at how long the palace guard stays alive under town center fire here. Viper just doesn't care. He's like, oh, give me the villager kills, pushing Blodir around here in this game. And this is what I love here. Figuring out a way to play Black Forest without booming into the stratosphere is super, super interesting. We see more palace guards coming in, more villagers getting sniped. Where are these villagers going? Blodir is just getting absolutely decimated as Viper is saying, man, I don't care if I lose palace guards at this point. They're kind of cheap compared to your villagers. I know your villagers only cost 25, but it's more the time that it takes to build them that's important. There's a camel archer. Now, camel archers do technically beat palace guards and men at arms if you have enough of them, because you can just hit and run for days. But I don't think that Blodir is going to be able to do anything here. He's got no wood income. The villagers are all falling. So the camel archer getting chased away. More palace guards dying. It could be possible now for Viper to just go put the foot on the gas and just say, time to get myself siege engineering and get myself some rams here to just finish this game off, because he's just so far in front right now. We are seeing going after the landmark. You can even see a landmark victory. 7,000 HP and 7,000 HP. Very possible. We see these palace guards coming after these villages. There's the castle age for Blodir, he's going to be able to start making some crossbowmen, which is going to be a really, really nice counter to the palace guards. So he does have to be very, very careful that he doesn't lose them too quickly because he's got no gold in the bank here. He's just got food, and it's going to be a tough one. He's going to have a cavalry archer and some crossbowmen coming through. Now we see these palace guards getting sniped off. Nice play. See the villagers getting chased away. And it's looking like Viper's kind of, I mean, he's thrown away a lot of his population here. Blodir's at 45 of 80 pop. Viper's only at 55 of 70, and he's still only one town center here. He's starting to transition into archery ranges, and he is getting himself in under mesh. Still no siege engineering. So a bit confused about that one. The wall coming up over here for Viper as he's transitioning away from this aggression. Another house coming up. You see the camel archers going after the palace guards here. You can see they do a decent amount of damage here to these palace guards, so it's completely fine. And now we're starting to see those archers coming through. Probably see veteran archers when he can afford it. I'm still surprised to see no siege, honestly. I feel like this strategy would have been really good if Viper had managed to spend this 1,000 food here and then be really, really in a good position there. But he just hasn't spent that food, and he doesn't have like a crazy amount of population to make a big push here. So that's always the challenge here with the fishing maps, is how do I spend all of that excess resource that I have? And sometimes building a market and selling the food is the way to go. Sometimes just getting out 5 military buildings, 6 military buildings nice and early is the way to go. It really does depend. We are seeing some more stables coming up now. For Blodir is going to be going in with the camel, probably with the camel knights, right? I can't remember exactly what they're called, but you can make those camel riders here. Very, very strong. You can also make lancers if you feel it, but camel riders are a really good option here in this game as well. So this game is actually shaping up to be very, very close at this point, even after all that damage, but I guess it doesn't matter because look at the villager count. 51 villagers for Viper, and Blodir's at 52. So everything's equal at this point, except 2 town centers to 1 town center. So Blodir's just going to overtake Viper again very, very shortly. Now we see the archers moving forward. He will be greeted with some camel archers. Got to be careful not to actually engage this one because these camel archers are strong, but not the best against those veteran archers. You just see the ball getting sniped down here in the middle of the map. It's going to be 2,000 food to be eaten later in the game if someone chooses to do so. Now Viper pushing in, going to run straight past the sacred site. Maybe something to be grabbed a little bit later in the game and say g'day to his opponent. He's got a lancer, he's got some crossbowmen. The actual army comp here for Blodir is really, really good. He moves this lancer in to hit these archers and tank. He's going to be in a fantastic position. He's going after these guys nicely. We do see the palace guards making their way in. All of these crossbowmen targeting down the palace guards, and Blodir is managing to win this fight incredibly well here. It's looking like as Viper is throwing his army away quite poorly at this point. I mean, if Blodir just microed a little bit better to get those lancers onto the veteran archers, it could have been a much different story here. But nice play from Blodir, showing why that second town center in this situation before going to the castle edge was such an important thing. We do see a clockwork counterweight trebuchet. I'm not sure what the plan is with this one. It's very, very expensive. What is it? 500 wood, 250 gold. Very expensive. And you only really want to build it after you have springolds, because you need a massive springolds to defend against the opponent's mass of springolds, basically. Now we do see those lancers pushing in for Blodir, doing his thing. Need some more houses to come up at some point. Now the crossbowmen sneaking back in here. This is going to be tough for Viper to hold. He doesn't, well, I mean, he's got the archers to deal with the crossbowmen, so as long as he can just snipe those, he's going to be okay. He's also making his own crossbowmen here, it looks like, in order to try and deal with those lancers here. That's a really smart idea. In fact, I actually think that the crossbowmen, instead of the archers, probably would have been the play to go in with in this game. Do you see the clockwork? Counterweight trebuchet just chilling here. Just set up, wants to get involved. We're seeing some nest of bees coming out as well. Another trebuchet. Still no springles. And if Blodir is smart, he will throw down siege workshop. Is that what it's called? Yep, siege workshop and start making springles here. They're so strong. So strong. Starting to see some of those crossbowmen getting sniped off as the archers pushing in to push them back. Nice play thus far from Viper. It is very back and forth here. We do have that second town center out for Viper now. 71 for Blodir in villager count 62. So still a pretty big advantage there. Fishing ship wise, only 8 fishing ships for Viper to 11 fishing ships for Blodir. So just a lot more resources to come in for Blodir than Viper. Now seeing these lancers continuing to come in. Got to be super careful with that nest of bees. He's going to be moving it in. He can try and snipe the archers in the back, and that's exactly what he's going for. Hitting those archers. The archers immediately retreat away, not taking too much damage. Nice play from Blodir to keep himself alive and well here. More military buildings coming up. Lots of resources in the bank. And yeah, this is the case here. With these fast maps, with the water, you just need to get a ton more military buildings. This is not enough. If he's producing for all of these buildings, it's not enough. He needs more houses, he needs more everything. Viper saying, time to go. Time to go. Ready to fight. Let's fight. Lots more units coming in there. I think the problem is that Viper needs to actually set up a defensive position to utilize these trebuchets. Otherwise, he might just get rushed with a bunch of cavalry units. But Viper moving forward nonetheless. We see the monk has picked up a relic, and I like that Viper's aware of this. He needs to put the relic into the monastery. And honestly, if Viper had gone for this monastery monk straight away, it probably would have been incredibly good because he could have grabbed all of the relics on the map. And you see the crossbowman trying to hit a spread formation to dodge as much of the nest of bees shots as possible. And it's looking like Blodir is able to take that one down pretty easily. We do see the counterweight trebuchet going after the mill here after taking down the tower. Let's see if Viper can win this fight. He's going to be very, very disheartened losing this fight if he does, because that's a lot of resources. More horsemen coming through. They are veteran horsemen to boot. Ready to start helping take down these trebuchets, which are going down very quickly. But the archers are getting some good value in the back. Getting a lot of value, actually. It's looking like Blodir is kind of throwing this fight just a little bit now. He's out of those tanky knights. Taking down one of the trebuchets is fantastic. More of those horsemen pushing in here. The crossbowmen are targeting the trebuchet. You've got to go after those archers. More units piling in for Viper. He's finally starting to throw some more military buildings down, but he is very low on resources now, so he's managed to get that sorted. Sending villagers forward to put up a forward keep. Absolutely love this for Viper, utilizing the Chinese unique ability of faster construction as well, and get this up really, really quick. Keep this this counterweight trebuchet in a good standing, and he's actually going to be going after this mosque here. Again, nice play. And he has finally put that relic into the monastery here. Is he going after these, though? It's the question. It's always worth it. You get so much gold. Even if you're not the Holy Roman Empire, you get a lot of gold still. You see these buildings falling. And this could just be the slow push the Viper wants. He's just going to get the keep up. He's going to put the keep up, and he's going to put the keep up, and he's just going to keep pushing into Blodir. He's also got control of the sacred site, so he could actually go for a sacred site victory here as well, with some stone walls across, and then just sacred site it up. And you see the town center getting targeted down here. I actually love that the trebuchet is like kind of out of the screen. You can barely see it, and it's hitting from that far away. That's the big thing about the trebuchet. Now, the problem that Blodir needs to be kind of aware of is that if he loses this town center and loses this, he loses the game. And then we do see the Sacred Site getting grabbed here for Viper as he's on the way to pick up this relic over here. He's decided, yeah, all right, I'll do that. No worries. He does give him a gold trickle, so it's good. But now, Blodir's got an army. He's got a very scary army of horsemen. These men-at-arms, these palace guards are not going to be it at all. Seeing the horsemen retreating away, going after the trebuchet, going to take that one down way too quick, as Blodir has managed to make a massive unit that is very, very threatening here in this game. See a bunch of farms coming up now for Blodir as he is pushing forward. Viper is doing a nice job here to control the map, and we'll see how he's going to go. He's got the Sacred Site. He's grabbing the relic, making his way around. He didn't build a gate on this. That's why this monk is kind of a bit confused. But there is potential for some shenanigans here. Come up here with the relic onto the Sacred Site and maybe get off a gnarly conversion. Especially against a full melee army. You can get off conversions very easily against a melee army. We'll see if that's what he's going to be going for here. And you see Blodir pushing in, trying to take this down. Nice micro from Viper. The shoot and scoop back these crossbowmen, getting in here, getting that damage done. The horsemen kind of getting body blocked by those palace guards, allowing a lot of damage to be done by those crossbowmen. Really, really nice play here from Viper. It's looking like he's in a really good position. He's also got that keep, which is shooting out kind of gunpowder right now. Hand cannon, 52 damage from each of those shots. And he is managing to clean up a lot of Blodir's army here. As, where's that monk going? No, he's not going for the Sacred Site. He's going back to his monastery. We will be seeing all these units falling very, very shortly here. Just incredible play from Viper in this game. But Blodir still fighting away. He's got... What is happening here? Just the farms are out of control here for Blodir. Look at this. So many farms for Blodir. How many is it? 35 farms coming out. Oh, he's got 39 farms plus all the fish. He just wants to make nothing but horsemen and see if it works. Veteran horsemen for the win against archers. It makes sense. It makes sense. We are seeing some lancers now coming out for Viper. He's playing this nice and slowly. That monk, where is he going? Is he somewhere? There he is, moving forward. Probably going to try and grab the Sacred Site or maybe the relic. With Blodir keeping his resources low. Viper got a lot to spend. He's got a lot of stone in the bank as well. And we are going to be seeing, yet again, another keep getting thrown up on this position. Lots of idle villages for Blodir. He's going to be chucking the lumber camp up, but he will be in for a bit of a rude shock when he sees this this keep getting shot up incredibly fast. There's only 8 villages on this, and maybe it's going to get up faster than the tower as well. We are seeing the villages. He's deciding against putting it up. Going to pull back. Allow his units to get that damage done. The damage this keep is doing as well. As Viper needs to get those units attacking. Blodir doing a kind of a nice job here, but I think it's just too many units for Viper. It's 130 pop to 130 pops. He's still very, very close. We see the villagers back onto the keep trying to get it up. And here comes the Sacred Site. Viper is on his way to the victory condition here, as he has got that Sacred Site and he's got this one, though this one's very easy to neutralize. He's not defended at all. And the keep does manage to get up on this position here. And I wonder if he gets the sprinkled emplacement here or potentially boiling oil. That's looking like we've got some nest of bees coming through. I still would love to see some portable rams in this situation as well, but I don't think he's got it. He still needs to get siege engineering from the blacksmith in order to get those battering rams. You see the towers going down. Nice play from Viper to take down those villages, push off all of this food. We do have the keep up right now for Blodir, but what Viper should do is get this wall off, but it's too late. Not going to do that one there, and Blodir going to tap out as Viper gets the dub. GG, well played by Viper. Showing how it's done on this map. I like the fast castle. I liked it. Definitely think it needed a little bit of a better transition into the next stage, like what he was trying to do, but it ended up working. I don't think that those trebuchet were the right call. Just throw down a bunch more military buildings, just get all of the military mass up, keep putting the pressure on. He would have been in a very, very easy game, but managed to come out on top in the end. GG, well played. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.